My name is Jenny Godot, and I am 29 years old. I live in Southern California. I work in commercial real estate development, and I have been diagnosed with GERD, and recently, about 3 months ago, had the Stretta procedure. And my symptoms started about 3 years ago or so. I had heartburn, especially in the evenings, after dinner, and I had an acid taste in my throat and mouth, and reflux coming up. And I tried various over-the-counter medicines that you can think of, 3 or 4 different ones, and none of them worked. So I finally went and saw my primary care physician, who prescribed me with a PPI, prescription strength acid reflux medicine to try and stop the heartburn. And when that one didn't work, a year or so later, we switched to a different one, and another year later, it's still not working. And the reflux was after every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I saw a nutrition. We thought maybe if I changed my diet, that would help. And I could eat, grilled chicken and steamed broccoli, the healthiest, whatever is healthy, and I would still have the upset stomach. I no longer really work out anymore because my stomach was always feeling upset and had that acid kind of mixing around and coming up into my mouth. It was awful. And when your stomach's upset, the last thing you want to do is go bounce around at a gym. And I used to sing in choir, the acid splashing onto my vocal cords. I have a hoarse, scratchier voice now that it cracks all the time when I try and sing. I was soprano, and I can't sing soprano anymore. And so it affected a lot of parts of my life. I'm also getting married soon. And so there's a lot of things that I just don't do. We love to go out to eat and go to the movies, but all that buttery popcorn and soda is going to make it even worse. And going out with my friends for happy hour is, one glass of wine is not going to happen because I would be 15 minutes, I'd be sick to my stomach. And he started doing a whole bunch of tests and trying to figure out what was wrong. And he diagnosed me with GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, that the valve between my stomach and esophagus wasn't working. So it was basically open instead of closed, and everything just splashed up every time I ate. There was nothing stopping it from coming back up. And he did another study which also showed that I had, the study was a gastric emptying study. And it showed that I wasn't digesting fast enough. Food was sitting in my stomach for too long. So he put me on a medicine for that. And then we also started researching the options to treat the GERD. And we looked at surgery, which I was not a big fan of. A hospital stay and having a scar, and that just wasn't an option that I was really into, but it was an option. He also said there was a procedure called Stretta, and that was his recommendation. My GERD was in the upright daytime position, and and the Stretta was the best candidate to fix that. And so he told me it was non-invasive. It was an outpatient procedure, so I go in the morning, I go home right afterward, and my life wouldn't be severely disrupted like it would have been with surgery. So we went for the Stretta. I decided to have the Stretta procedure because it was non-invasive, it wasn't a surgery, it was a chance to fix the problem that also didn't limit me from other options later on. Some of the surgeries you have, if you do the surgery and it doesn't work for you, then some of the other options are no longer on the table. And with Stretta, it seemed like it was going to be the best option, but also, let's say it didn't work for me, I still had other options that we could try. And so all of those kind of combined together is why it made it the very best option that I could go for. And I would tell anyone else that has the same symptoms and has been diagnosed with GERD or even the gastric emptying, that the Stretta, fixing the valve, keeping everything from splashing up, pushing everything through my stomach, which fixed that problem as well, that it's really the best option that there could be. Staying on a PPI that has long-term side effects, especially being a woman, the the osteoporosis that could occur, especially being 29 and a woman, to know that that's a long-term thing that I would have to deal with by staying on the medicines was not something that was okay with me. We scheduled the procedure, and I went in the morning, and then it was over. And there was no major side effect. I was, my throat, I wouldn't even consider it really sore afterward. Even, I mean, they put the tubes down and such, but nothing more than all the endoscopies and such that I went through before. It was a normal, non-invasive procedure. And about a month later, I had a checkup, and he started to wean me off the PPIs that I was on. The big worry with the PPIs was the longer I was on them, they have harmful side effects, brittle bones and various other things. So he started weaning me off that just within 30 days after the procedure, put me on an over-the-counter medicine, and left me on the medicine for the emptying of my stomach. And now it's 3 months later, and I'm not taking either one. I'm completely off of all of the medicines that I was on for the past several years, and the only side effect that I would have now is like a normal person eating something they shouldn't eat and having a little indigestion. So my life is dramatically different, and I'm looking to get married now, and I know I'm going to be able to enjoy, you know, the food on my wedding day and not feel sick and have the champagne for the toast and eat the wedding cake. And I know that it's that my life is significantly different than it was 3 months ago. I've enjoyed many a happy hours with my friends now. And it's, you know, I can actually have that glass of wine instead of drinking water all night. And like I said, I could have a grilled chicken breast and steamed broccoli, and it was going to cause reflux. So not that we tried, I saw a nutrition to work on my diet, and that didn't help anything to begin with, but it's a whole lot different now versus even 3 months ago versus especially the past 3 years. If someone else had the same symptoms and problems that I have and struggling with GERD, and the medicines aren't working, and the PPIs long-term are going to cause damage too, if they're worried about that, I would recommend having the Stretta done, because it was not invasive. I didn't have surgery. I have no scars. Nothing was removed or harmed. It was a simple, I went in the morning, they put you under so you don't feel anything or remember anything, and it was through my mouth, and then I woke up, and that was that. And so it was easy, and I didn't have, I wasn't in the hospital recovering. I wasn't able to not eat. There was no major side effect from having the Stretta done. So it was easy, and within 3 months, within 1 month, there was some relief, but within 3 months now, it's completely 180 degrees. So if someone has the same symptoms that I have, I would highly recommend it, because I think, one, that it's going to work, but two, it's the best option that there is out there.